Hey, everybody, welcome back. It is the SCB Steelers Podcast presented by Deck Roofing Incorporated of South Florida. And we are very proud to be part of the Variety Sports Network. And the show, of course, originates from the Frank Walker Law Studio. Welcome in, everybody. I see Freak is already in with a very, very nice, clean, and spiffy Terry Bongshaw ready to roll for tonight. He's in. Hello to him. Hello, Terry. Hello, Tom. And cheers to you as well. Hello, everybody that's joining us in this now full off season that the NFL is now in. I'd like to mention that Scarps looks as though his heat has left his building or something. He appears to be in a full puffy jacket a la George Costanza. Scarps, are you okay?
What you mean, man? Fucking Liam Gallagher, man. I'll always wear it. I don't fucking. Nah, I just wanted to wear this to be an asshole. And he beefs with his brother, so the Steelers guys have been beefing with one another. It might as well fit the bill,
Join the fray.
Join the fray. Yeah.
Terrible band. But whatever.
Yeah, we'll get to the Steelers soap opera.
They're just douchebags.
Yeah, Ian running a few minutes late. I'm guessing one of the kids must be running up and down the street or something. Something to that effect. I don't know. Hell, what are you going to do these days? Anyway, hey, you know what? Super Bowl's over. Congrats to the Seahawks. They put a pretty good whipping on the Patriots, and
their fans are fucking insufferable.
Well, you knew they would be. But can you imagine how New England fans would be if they'd have won number 7?
Yeah, they're the worst. They are the fucking worst.
It would have been awful.
They're right there with Philly fans, man.
Obnoxious.
And Cowboys fans. Oh my God.
But in fact, I just this breaking news: Drake May just missed the broadside of a barn. By the way, yeah. In any case, Ben, is there anything the Steelers can take from the Seattle victory? Is there anything they can look at and say, hey, there's hope for us?
In my opinion, no, because yes, the Seahawks were out of the playoffs last year and they went to the Super Bowl this year, and that's the point everybody's trying to make. There's hope. Yeah. Blah blah. No, this is a far, far worse roster in Pittsburgh, with an aging quarterback that they are pursuing to come back. That's confirmed. So, do I see it? No. And if you don't get good quarterback play for starters, you don't really have a shot. And our guy was inconsistent this year, and he's not going to get better because he's not getting younger. I don't care how much ayahuasca he takes.
No.
So no, I don't see that. I'm hoping for some offensive progress. And that'll be nice to watch. And, so there's that. I'm hoping for a more entertaining season next year, but I don't think we're going to get one. I think it's going to be, 9-8, 10-7, out in the first round again.
Yeah. Scarps, anything?
One thing I do think we should take from the Seahawks and the Patriots going is, both of these are defensive-minded coaches, and if a coach can take Derek May to the Super Bowl, then maybe the Steelers can win the conference. The Super Bowl, I doubt it, but maybe they can win the conference. I don't know. So I guess I just contradicted myself. If we have a really good defense next year, maybe we can do it. Our offense ain't going to be that good.
I have a bit of a follow-up to that, but I want to get Scarp's thoughts on anything the Steelers can take from what Seattle did.
Well, I mean, they're not the same scenarios. The Seahawks have won 2 of 3 Super Bowls since 2013. They had one losing season. They were 7-10, which whatever. It's not like they were 0-17,
right?
And I told you guys this, but like, if you haven't look at the Seahawks drafts since 2022.
Yeah,
and then go back and look at the Seahawks drafts before they shipped Russ away, or like leading up to that. Like that's the other thing too. They fucking cut ties with a quarterback who at that point was still pretty good.
They didn't just cut ties; they got a lot back.
Yes,
that was really smart.
Absolutely, and I believe some of the guys, and that's the other thing too. Some of the guys that they got back aren't even there anymore. I know Noah Fant was in that trade, and he's not even there anymore. I think they got Drew Lock in that trade, but Drew Lock went somewhere else and then came back. Anyway,
correct.
But the point being is they weren't afraid to say, hey, Russ is, like they weren't afraid to make a big trades. They have hit on so many, like they're fucking, I'm seriously, go look at those drafts.
Yeah.
They're unbelievable. So if you're the Steelers,
they reset. The Steelers haven't. They took some of the assets that they had and they traded them away and they reset. And I agree with what Scarp's saying right now. And
they fucking traded DK Metcalf away.
Yeah.
He'd
have a Super Bowl ring right now if he'd just been like, yeah, okay, I'll take your contract offer. But he didn't. He wanted more money.
And they also, what did they do? They knew Pete Carroll did a great job, but they weren't necessarily where they wanted to be. And they brought in a young, innovative mind.
Yep.
Don't care that he wasn't an offensive head coach because he hired what? He hired a great fucking coordinator in Clint Kubiak, who's the new head coach of the Raiders.
Yep.
The one. So if you're the Steelers, you say, okay, well they didn't tank. They had one losing season. They didn't tank. They're drafting well. They got a good coordinator. The other thing though, and I've said this. The other thing though, I said this for a really long time. Excuse me, is that Seattle's defense is really, really good, and they play great together as a group, which we don't do. They also have a lot of guys on rookie contracts, but the other thing is they don't got a fucking a guy making $150 million. They don't.
No. They've got a guy.
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Got a guy who used to make that kind of money, right?
But
exactly.
DeMarcus Lawrence they got a good rotation at edge, but not one of them. Mm-hmm. They don't have a Max Crosby contract or a Myles Garrett contract or a TJ Watt contract. Mm-hmm. And you know what? They're probably never going to have that type of contract on the edge. So, totally different scenarios. And I saw some Steelers fans coping really hard this week saying that, we're closer than people think. Like Seattle's a great example. Fucking Seattle's in 2036 and the Steelers are in 1999. Okay. like, please just, not everything. Like, I know we talk Steelers, but not everything has to be Steelers, and they're not.
You hear that, kids? Scarps is already pissing in your Kool-Aid and it's only February.
Well, I mean, I was even drinking the Kool-Aid, but you know what? If they bring Rodgers back, they're fucking stupid. That does nothing.
Ian, welcome in. We are just I've gotten Ben's thoughts and Scarp's thoughts. Just what are some things that you think that the Steelers, whether as a team or an organization, they can take from Seattle's Super Bowl win this past Sunday?
That Scarps is a hater.
I said to you guys on Slack, and then I think I tweeted it, that Mike Tomlin must have felt really vindicated watching that game, being like, you can win a Super Bowl with field goals and defense. But I mean, that was an elite defensive unit. They had really good guys up front and in the trenches, and you could see they just dominated with 4, but they brought some strategic blitzes and all that.
Yep.
It was kind of a boring Super Bowl overall.
Kind of.
It was extremely boring.
Fucking boring. It was Thursday Night Football boring.
It was so bad that with 2 minutes left in the first half, my 8-year-old was like, "Dad, can we put the Olympics back on? I'd rather watch curling." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, dude!" There was some really exciting curling this week, but it was, oh man. So, what can the Steelers take? I think the biggest thing is still, you don't necessarily need elite quarterback play, but you need timely, capable quarterback play. And the Patriots didn't get it. Drake May had guys open, and couldn't get them the ball. Sam Darnold didn't have his best game either. He had some really good games during the playoffs, but he did not have his best game in the Super Bowl. But he made some timely throws on third downs, and they were able to, do enough to win the game, basically. But I still think, he had to be elite at times during the postseason and during the regular season. So you can't completely knock the idea of needing elite quarterback play. You need elite quarterback play to get you there. One game, anything can happen, but you still need elite play, during the season to get you there. I mean, Seattle won 14 games, and they won 14 games for a reason. And it wasn't all because of their defense.
A couple of really good defenses though in that game. I mean, so I'm not gonna be too critical of the quarterback play in that game, but Drake May's performance in the playoffs was horrible.
He got sacked 21 times.
Yeah,
21 times.
Yep. And look at all those turnovers. I was just like, wow, kid. Wow. And they still took you to the Super Bowl? Holy shit.
Was New England the best team in the AFC this year?
Yeah.
I mean, I know obviously they are because they made it to the Super Bowl, but
they played the Broncos without Bo Nix, though. I mean, the Broncos were the number 1 seed, and they had to play with a backup quarterback in the championship game. Yeah. So, playoffs are weird, though. Playoffs are all about matchups.
Yeah. Scarps.
Was New England the best team in the?
Yeah.
No. But they did what they needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I think the Broncos or the Texans were probably the best. CJ Stroud played terribly, and then Nico Collins got hurt. I'm not saying that they beat New England, but like not having Nico Collins definitely hurt the Texans. But
Stroud was awful.
Yeah, Stroud was not very good, but I think that I absolutely do think that that's a different game in Denver with Bo Nix. I mean, fuck, dude, like it wasn't like it was a close game. I can't remember if it was one score at the end or not, but
10-7.
What was it?
It ended 10-7, didn't it? The Broncos Patriots.
Yeah, you might be right. I'm sorry, I'm stupid.
I thought it did. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe it was 13-7. It was either 10-7 or 13-7.
Okay, maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
It was 10-7. So okay, yes, I think Bo Nix, and the thing about Bo Nix is he can run, and I think that would have Jared Stidham was not necessarily.
Stidham threw a touchdown pass in the first quarter, and then after that they were just done.
Yeah. But but you know what? Sometimes that's the way it happens, man. I mean,
absolutely.
I look at our 05 run. Yeah, I mean, beating Indy, and Indy was a big deal, but
it's huge. Denver was huge.
Carson Palmer goes down, and then the Broncos really weren't that good that year. Let's be honest. Jake Plummer, I'm just trying, and then they get, they didn't have to see Brady that year.
Right.
They didn't, and then this Seattle was not very good that year either. But whatever. Anyway,
that was a Patriots team that went 10-6 and didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
That was the year he was out with the knee injury.
No, that was 08.
No,
or was that was 08?
That was 08.
That was 08. Yeah.
They won 11-5 in 08 and missed the playoffs. I'm pretty sure.
Was it? Yeah, 11-5. Matt Castle. Was that the year the Dolphins won the division or some shit? I think it was.
It had to be. Sure as hell wasn't the Jets.
Adam Gase.
Well, maybe it was the Jets.
Was it Adam Gase?
No,
Ian's
I think
Wannstedt
was the case.
Yeah.
Dave Wannstedt. There's a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Pitt coach Dave Wannstedt. Did you know he coached at Pitt?
Yeah.
You sure?
Let me move back to the Steelers here. This is supposed to be a week where there's really not much going on. You might solidify the coaching staff. Not a whole lot happening. And then Joey Porter showed up at Cam Heyward's podcast, and things got interesting. Scarps, I'm gonna toss this to you.
Quick clarification. The Patriots won the division that year in 05. They lost at Denver in the divisional round.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
nice.
right.
Okay.
And that was, Brady would have played in that game. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sorry,
In
guys.
05?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Brady was
Yeah.
in that game and they lost.
Yes. 08 was the year that he blew
Yeah,
his knee
8 was
out, I
Matt
think,
Castle
week one.
playing the season out.
Yeah.
They went
'Cause
11-5 and didn't miss the playoffs.
We beat
How
them there, if I remember
fuck?
correctly.
We
New
did.
England.
Yeah, Ryan
Yeah.
Clark,
Regular season.
Ryan Clark, Wes Welker hit.
Yeah.
Sorry, getting back to
Scarps, you when you were with the Steelers, you spent time with all three of these guys. And when I say spent time with, I mean you were there when they were there. And obviously that means that you had some communication with these guys, so you know them better than any of us, obviously. What the hell was all this about this week? In your opinion, break it all down. What the hell was all this going on?
So I want to say that I worked with them professionally, but also had some pretty good times with them outside of work. They, through the good and bad, I enjoyed it. They were all tough at times, but they were also fun at times. I just like I as soon as I saw the comments, I immediately just felt that Joey is a hypocrite. And he's a hypocrite because Joey's mad. And this is okay. I'm gonna be real with you all. Joey is mad because Ben and James Harrison have been critical of Mike Tomlin. And actually Ben has really not even been that critical.
I agree.
Ben, like there were times where we would tell Ben what to say, and then he would say like the most bullshit passive aggressive thing in the world, and I'd be like, God damn it, like why couldn't you just like that? And literally he has been respectful even in his criticisms, and honestly I think he's done a really good job on this podcast. I really do. Like he annoys the shit out of me still sometimes because that's just who he is.
Yeah.
But like I think he's actually done a pretty good job. So there's that. But Joey Porter didn't like that those guys were critical of Mike Tomlin, and Mike Tomlin hasn't said a word since he left the Steelers, and he's not going to. And so Joey has to defend his boy, and they are boys, okay? They're fucking boys. Their kids grew up together. They went to North Catholic together. They transferred out of North Catholic
I was
together.
going to say only for a year.
Right.
They transferred out of North Catholic together because Joey couldn't shut his fucking mouth at the North Catholic games because he was all hammered up fighting with the officials.
Facts.
And and like I said, and I've told you guys this, and I'm not saying this to be a dick, but like I know things, I've seen things, I've heard things, and if I was ever honest about it, they would absolutely change your perception about the organization, the players, and the coaches. But out of respect for those people, I'm not going to do that. All I'm going to say is like Joey is not a saint.
Nope.
And for him to say Ben is not a good person or a good teammate. Okay,
teammate.
No fucking shit, Joey. Like, I don't think any of us ever questioned that. But the problem I have with it is who is Joey Porter to say that someone else isn't a good person? And then most people agreed with me, but people on X were like, oh, Ben shouldn't be breaking the
code or the brotherhood,
breaking the code or the brotherhood or whatever. And I would be like, if anybody's breaking the brotherhood, it's fucking James Harrison. Like, why is it Joey bitching at James? And like, this isn't the first time. This isn't the first time.
He did, but he just didn't take it as far as he did with Ben.
Right.
I agree with everything you said so far. That was the thing that was odd to me, was that he went at James a little bit, but then he went hard at Ben, and all Ben said was, maybe it's time for Mike to move on. Maybe he didn't say the game has passed him by. He said maybe it's just run its course, and it's it's time for a reset, just like with Andy Reid in Philly. Mm-hmm. And he goes on to Kansas City and he wins the championship. Maybe Mike should do the same thing. Maybe it's time for that. And he said it in December. I mean, he didn't wait till the season was over. He said it during the season.
Right. Personally, I don't think there's anything crass or ugly about that statement, because that's a statement that millions of people have said the same thing.
That was a statement that you two dickheads, Scarps and Mark, made during the season. and I hope you assholes are happy that you chased Mike off, and now we have Mike McCarthy. But
give me a few months.
But it's not something that a lot of people didn't say and think.
It looks
is my point.
Very scratched. Like there's definitely.
Yeah, but what about above there? Is that like
Ian, if you can mute yourself.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Got a little.
We're having a family convo.
Yeah, that's all right.
Anyway.
Wait, I'm sorry. Was I not muted? I thought I hit mute on my headset.
You were talking to somebody, and I heard something about a scratch, and I'm like, you know what? I think the audience probably doesn't want to hear this.
Yeah, you don't need to hear about scratches on people's ankles. That's totally
fine.
Anyway, it was odd to me that Ben said something that a lot of people were saying and thinking, and Joey went hard after him, but he didn't go that hard after James, James went deep. Like James obviously has been holding that in for years and wanted to say it, and James has probably been pissed since they wanted him to take a pay cut and paid Woodley all that money, is my guess.
That stuff burns these guys, man. These guys hold grudges for long time.
And I sorry, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
Go ahead, Ian. If you're okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say one other thing I was gonna add too was Joey Porter left right at the beginning of Mike Tomlin's tenure as head coach.
I was going.
Joey Porter really only saw young Ben, and Ben did grow up and mature a little bit. Now Joey came back as a coach and saw the older Ben later when he was a coach with the team. So he does have some perspective here. And we always knew that Ben wasn't the best leader in the locker room and things like that. And
Ben acknowledged that he was a bad teammate early in his career. Like he talked about it openly. So, I mean, does anybody really disagree with that?
Yeah. I mean, all three of these guys are guys with skeletons in their closet and that have a history. And, so it's not like any one of them is, a perfectly clean individual talking here.
No. They're not the role model, the role model player. Let's put it that way. Go ahead.
No, the other thing that I've been trying to say, and I've been saying, is that like Ben never mentioned Joey Porter. Like it's not like Ben called out anybody. And so, but again, like people defending Porter were like, "Oh, don't start nothing, won't be nothing." It's like, what did Ben start? Like again, I've said this so many times. Like Ben is a Hall of Fame passer and a Hall of Fame passive aggressiver. Like he should get, he should get. And you know who's even worse? Aaron Rodgers, and they're both going to be in the Hall of Fame, and they should both get 2 gold jackets. So that was my thing. Was like if Ben called out Joey and Joey responded, I would be like, okay, I get it, but he didn't.
Ben didn't call out anybody.
No.
That was, and I'm not defending Ben. I'm not. I didn't like what he said when he said it. But I didn't think that he was criticizing Mike. He was just saying
maybe it's time to change.
Maybe it's time, Mike. And I, and he even said, I have all the respect in the world for Mike Tomlin, and I love the guy, but maybe it's time.
Real quick, Scripps, who used to talk about maybe it's time? Chuck Noll used to talk about that. Maybe it's time for you to move on. This isn't for,
your life's work. Move on with your life's work.
Move on with your life's work, and that, I agree with what Ben said. I wish Big Ben wouldn't have said it, but at the same time, I don't think he said anything that bad.
Why do you wish he wouldn't have said it? You were saying the same fucking thing at the same time.
Well, no, that's a good point. Yeah, go ahead, Scarps.
I think it's different when jokes like us on a podcast say something and when a former player says something.
I agree with you. He carries a lot more weight.
A little.
There's no question. But I didn't see any malice in the statement. I didn't like when James is talking about Mike, that's malicious. Okay? That's different. What Ben said, I didn't see it. Like he's going, maybe it's time. I don't know. And I love Mike and I love what he's accomplished. And I'm proud to have played for him, but maybe it's time.
Yes. I think that's where I was trying.
My point at the time was shut the fuck up, Ben.
The other thing too about it is that you can't tell me that Joey Porter doesn't have Ben's number, right?
Exactly.
And if I don't want to steal all of Casey's thunder because we got a real banger tonight, but if you had that big of a problem with what Ben said, fucking text him or call him, like, dude, like, come on, man, like. But again, Ben didn't really say anything crazy, and then you're gonna call out Ben. But 2 months ago, you were fucking hugging and kissing him at the Hall of Honor ceremony,
right?
Like, and that's the other thing too is Peasy. We remember Peasy for what, right? Being a badass, physical intimidation, and he's fucking doing this shit like in the public. It's like, and then I want to say this too, and I'm gonna talk about it, Casey, but fucking Cam Heyward.
Okay, here we go.
Cam Heyward.
Yeah, we need to talk about this.
Should absolutely fucking know better. And you know what? I'm tired of Cam shit. I'm so done.
Who was Cam's co-host? Who was the guy who said
don't fucking know.
James took a shot, Ben took some shots? I'm like, when?
I took shots with Ben and James one time. Just
there it is.
And Peasy.
What's with the instigating there? Like, what was the point of instigating Joey to say something? Because you know when you do that with Joey, you're gonna get a quote. That's like giving me half a bottle of fucking tequila and then saying, "Hey Ben, what do you think about this?"
Yeah, and so there was the initial podcast with Diana Rossini, Peasy, the Cam's host, and then Cam.
Yeah,
and Cam at no point during the original one did he try to diffuse the situation, and then he repurposes the content on his own podcast,
right?
And as far as I know, didn't give Ben a ringing endorsement at any point, like in that. So it's just like Cam, what are you doing, man? Like, okay, listen, I know
exactly what he's doing.
But that's bullshit. Because
I agree.
Because you know what? He's a fucking hypocrite too, because he sits there and says, "Oh, do your job, get to work. We need to fix things." And he's fucking doing this petty high school bullshit, and he's instigating it. That's ridiculous.
Why is that, Ryan? Why is he doing it?
Why is he doing it? I mean, it could be because he doesn't like Ben.
No,
it could be.
Why is he doing it?
It could be that he's looking for a future in podcasting because he might be done. Yeah. But you know who else is looking for a future in podcasting? 55.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Cam is much more likely to get that future in podcasting than Peasy is.
Cam knew this was good TV, and he knew what Joey's reaction would be.
Yeah.
And that he was going to get a nice juicy soundbite. And so basically he put a quarter on Joey and saw what happened.
Yeah.
And then he did exactly what you just said. His editors went back and repurposed the quote to promote his podcast.
And I think,
whatever Ben thinks, he thinks, oh, well,
And look, I think it's very important to remember too, that Cam and Ben's podcasts, and I don't want to go too far into it because I don't know for sure, but I got a feeling those guys aren't overly involved in the production of their podcast. I have a pretty good idea. They show up.
They just show up and they talk.
Questions, they talk.
But
they
own the product.
Yeah,
Mark.
Of course. It's got their name on it. Absolutely.
But they own the product. And that's the thing. So they can call the shots if they want to.
Yes, Charger. All of us are wankers. Yeah. You ain't shitting, brother.
Well, not me. I'm nice. But the other three of these guys are dickheads.
Aaron, you should clip that for our TikTok or whatever it is.
Aaron might be sleeping. He had an appointment today.
That's right. He tore his ACL. That's right.
Well,
again?
No. He's on the men from his ACL.
He had a follow up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is he on the drugs?
I'm sure he probably is. Yeah.
Still?
I'll have what he's having. I just think Cam should never have let it get to this, but I agree with you guys. I think we know why he did. And I'll just ask this
100%.
real quick. Now last week he posted the video of a book closing, which of course was open-ended, so we would all speculate, is he closing the book on his career now? Ian, what do you think? You think he's back in 26?
I've been saying last year 25 was going to be his final season since this time last year. So
right.
I'm not very confident of him coming back, but we'll see. I mean, he got to feed his family. He didn't get that bonus for making the Super Bowl. So
he's only made $200 million.
Yeah, it's that that extra couple million. You never, he only got a $16 million roster bonus last year. So that might not be enough.
Times are tough.
I will say, I was trying to describe this whole Cam, Joey, Ben thing to my wife the other day, and I said, so Joey Porter went on Cam Heyward's podcast, and she's like, wait, I thought like you couldn't understand Joey Porter talk. How did he go on a podcast? And I was like, well, he's a little more articulate now than when he played football and just yelled at people. But good point.
It's a fair question or a fair point. Yeah, I agree. There were times when Joey would get going. You don't know what the hell's coming out.
No, well, and the other guys even said there were interviews with guys who were like, Joey would just get in the huddle and start screaming, and we had no idea what he was saying, but we just kind of go with it, right?
Right.
Like, yeah.
I mean, I guess supposedly TJ is the same way. Like he gets so amped up, he gets so fired up and so pissed off that he can't talk.
Yeah,
it's like the Cajun guy from
like he gets so fucking
amped up. Waterboy. Yeah.
And the players are just used to it. They're like, yep, okay, he's on one. Here we go.
Yeah. I think the whole thing's unfortunate. And it gives idiots like us opportunities to talk about it on our program, and trust me, I'd much rather be talking about other stuff, which we're going to in just a second here. But
who was the Steelers linebacker? Holmes.
Earl Holmes.
Yeah,
Earl Holmes was the linebacker who remember the little locker room fight where guys were picking up chairs and
yes.
When the hell was that? 2009, maybe.
Oh God, was it that recent?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it felt to me like it was like early 2000s.
I can't even remember who was involved in it, but it was offense and defense. And
it got ugly.
They asked him about it afterward.
Sarportadesh.
Yeah, something like that. It was an offensive lineman and some defensive guys, and
I think Richard Huntley was involved too.
Richard Huntley, okay, not surprised.
Just pulling names out of our asses.
Earl Holmes was asked about it afterward. He goes, you know what? Sometimes brothers fight.
Yeah. No, he's right.
And this is kind of what this reminds me of, but it's embarrassing because it's public.
Yes.
You made the title of this show as the Steelers turn. Fuck, if that ain't fitting. I mean, my God, this shit's embarrassing. It's a goddamn soap opera. Shut the fuck up and keep it in house.
Yeah. I was just gonna make a comment here. Wayne mentioned that Myles Garrett apparently dating snowboarder Chloe Kim. Now she won the silver. Apparently tonight or today over a very talented snowboarder, and I think it's nice that she finished on the podium because it's somewhere that Miles will never finish in his career. But it's good for them.
That's true.
I mean, hey, great player.
Make a lot of cash though.
Great player, going to make a ton of money in his career.
Make a lot of cash.
He stays in Cleveland. That podium ain't going to be anywhere.
Nope. I thought you were talking about TJ Watt. My bad.
Steelers Freak brings up a good point in the chat here, though. Ryan Clark is the one who started all this shit about airing stuff from the locker room because Ryan Clark wanted a career after football in broadcasting.
Yeah,
and he got one. And he's might be trying to put a lid on it now, but he was one of the first ones to start all this shit of airing stuff in
Right.
public that really shouldn't
Right.
have been.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. He was.
I mean, honestly, well, did he air it?
He alluded
aired
to a
it-
lot of
no,
things.
I was thinking
He
of Mike
aired
Mitchell.
enough to make it
Mike
a
Mitchell
talking
didn't
point.
really air things out. He would talk about things in vague terms, about things that were going on that nobody knew about. But he wouldn't spell it out to the public. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, Mike spoke in frustration a handful of times, especially about the officials.
And before we close the book on this, yes, pun intended for Cam there. Mike Mitchell commented in the Instagram comment,
Yeah, he
as
did.
did, I believe, Mike Adams,
As did Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph kind of went from the
Ryan's
top rope
favorite
there.
player. Yeah, you go off.
I mean,
Bullseye.
I did not say that.
You didn't say it. That's what Mason said.
No, I meant like I thought you were busting my balls because I
Well,
support him.
Why is Mike Adams and Mike Mitchell commenting? I mean,
I don't know that Ben. If Ben was mean to Mike Adams, I don't get it. Because Ben loves the offensive lineman, so
typically
I don't get
So
it.
but that so
Who was that practice squad running back again? What was
Josh
his name?
Harris.
Josh Harris. So
Yep.
Josh must feel vindicated.
I so like as I said about Peasy, Debo, and Ben, they've all earned the right to have an opinion. Honestly, that's
sure.
Anybody can have an opinion. They're like assholes. Everybody has one. I totally get it. Now, and I'm not telling people how to feel, but since I'm allowed to have an opinion, I'm gonna have an opinion about how people respond. So, like, I just want to say this, like, in Mike Adams.
Sorry,
I know. I just saw that too. Freak, you're gonna have a fire stick after you watch that fucking. After you fucking log in, log
he's
out. He's
growing his staff.
Wow. So when I saw it, like, and when I saw like some of the players like respond, then I was like, okay. And then like that Mason Rudolph. So I've been being a dick today on X and just putting the bullseye on things that I think are important because y'all know, like, I've supported Mason. I always thought that, like, he got a raw deal.
Yep.
But I'm just gonna say this about Mason. It's like, my dude, man, you've had a really, really weird career.
Mm-hmm.
But you've honestly gotten probably the most out of your opportunities that you could possibly have.
And made a shit ton of money.
And made some money. And you know what, dude? Like, maybe you didn't need to do that. And
right.
I would have taken the high road.
And
there,
I've said this on the show many times that Ben was not a mentor to Mason.
Oh.
Because Duck Hodges was like, fuck yeah, Ben, I love you, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so like, and even like, Mike Mitch, I love Mike. I love Mike Mitchell. I love Mike Adams. They were great dudes. And I'm not going to tell them how to feel or anything like that. But this gets back to the news that Peasy thought he was breaking, is that Ben was not a warm guy all the time. He wasn't the greatest teammate. But, and I said this to you guys, and I'm not saying Ben is Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan, watch The Last Dance.
Yeah. No,
and
that's a good point.
And it's because Scottie Pippen has talked publicly about this.
Yeah.
And they asked Scottie Pippen, how many times did you and Mike hang out or have dinner ever? And Scottie Pippen said 0. But he wasn't a dick about it. He was just like, that's just the way it was, man. And I sit there and think, like, okay, like, it was it. And this summarizes the Steelers over the past decade. Is that everybody wants to be buddies? They want to be buddies with everybody in the locker room. They want to be buddies with Mike Tomlin. And they you know what they haven't done the last decade? Win. They win regular season games, but they don't fucking win when it counts. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Ben wasn't the best in the postseason, especially in the second half of his career.
Right.
But They do not have championships number 5 and 6 without him playing
Exactly.
a huge part in it.
Yeah.
So if you want to say he's a shitty teammate or a shitty person, whatever, that's your right.
Yep.
But like, maybe you should think about that shit before you try to bury him.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great point, and I do want to answer a little bit about what Freak's talking about in the chat. He's just simply bringing up the idea of, is Big Ben, waiting for the opportunity to try to get on TV? Does Terry Bradshaw perhaps have an influence that's keeping him off there? And Ben, you pointed out, the personality that Big Ben has is, I don't know that it would work.
I don't see it.
For anything, I think he would be fine if he had to be like a number 5 analyst.
Terry's on TV. Terry's on TV, not so much for the analysis that he offers, although sometimes he offers some really prescient analysis. He does.
Yeah.
And it's off the wall shit. You're like, yeah, I never thought of that. You're right.
Yeah.
But most of the time, what people love about Terry is he just says some out of the fucking blue, weird ass shit, and it's funny. And you're like, who the fuck says shit like that? My God. And they people tune in to see what he's going to do next.
Yes.
Whether he's going to say something really smart and really make you think, or say something really fucking stupid and make you laugh at him. But either way, you're tuning in. Either way, you want to see it. It's like fucking shock jock radio,
Sure. It's a good analogy. Yeah. If I were Big Ben and I wanted to like get in the business or something, I would go the route more of maybe being one of those radio color guys. Do that kind of work first and find your voice, find who you are, and if it works, great. Then maybe you get into television. But I just don't think he's
I think what he should do, but he's not that guy because he doesn't have this kind of mind, is like chop up tape and watch it and break it down in terms that the audience can understand, like Dan Orlovsky does. But Ben doesn't have that kind of mind.
Yeah.
Like he just goes out and fucking plays. He was that guy.
Right.
He's like, okay, well, this guy isn't open, so I'm going to throw it to the other guy who's open. And if he's not open, I'm just going to run it myself. And, if nobody's open, I'm going to keep running around until somebody comes open, and then I'm going to throw him the ball. Like that's Ben. Like that was his thing.
And I would also, one last thing I want to say about this. Is
we'll move on in a second. Finish.
Is that do you really think that Tom Brady, and I want to say this
who
about
also
Ben,
sucks on TV,
but I want to say this about Ben because he absolutely made efforts, whether that was throwing to guys in the offseason, inviting people to his house. Now, I know some people were left off the fucking cookout list, and I don't want to, but do we think Tom Brady was fucking like some, like, oh, please, all are welcome? Or do you think Tom Brady was like, get your fucking ass out of here if you don't want to be here?
No, Brady would fucking scream at people in practice and say, if you don't do it the way I'm telling you to fucking do it, I won't throw you the fucking ball. And
what did he do more than anything?
Win.
He won.
Yeah.
And not what you think you watch like Julian Edelman on his podcast, and he talks about like Belichick being a total prick in practice or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, they fucking won. And at the end of the day, do you want to win or do you want to like it? I just saw this clip about Ditka at the 85 when he was back at the Bears.
Yeah.
And he walked in and he said, we're going to win a world championship in the next 3 seasons. The problem is half of you aren't going to be on the team.
I mean, that's what Noel said.
And
his
Mike's
first year.
And Mike Singletary said there was something about him that I liked. And then all the guys said,
Bears.
And all the guys said, you know what? I looked at that Super Bowl winning team, and half the guys that were there when he came here weren't on the roster.
Yeah.
And you know what? I fucking hope Mike McCarthy does the same thing. Get all these fucking guys out of here that haven't won shit.
He's not going to.
Well, I hope he does.
Let me transition towards
he's
that.
He's not. Like, I mean, Chuck Noll, his first practice, sat down with the team after they did their fucking conditioning test and said, listen, I've been watching your tape. I've gone back and I've looked at it. And it's not that you haven't been running the right plays or that you have a bad scheme or you've had bad coaching. It's you guys just aren't good enough. And the majority aren't going to be here in a year or two. So just prepare yourselves for that. And you probably should move on to your life's work. Like he told them that flat out, right up front. And Andy Russell talked about it because he heard the speech and he was like, whoa.
Yeah,
and
that was back in the days when you could do that and you wouldn't hurt anybody.
And he said within 2 years, most of those guys were gone.
Yeah. Let me transition over to the current Steelers a little bit. And I was thinking about this today. And Ian, I'm going to come to you on this one.
Sure.
Obviously, Jalen Warren's there.
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth Gainwell, who was the team MVP in his first and so far only season with the Steelers, but he's a free agent. If he goes, suddenly running back becomes a pretty damn big problem, doesn't it?
It does. That said, you can find running backs in later rounds of the draft, in free agency.
Yeah.
If your running scheme is good, there's enough talented backs out there that you can fill in what you need. The problem we've had is that we haven't had explosive running backs that can make something out of nothing. Warren's been able to do it a little bit. Gainwell was able to do it, but I mean, look at what Kenneth Walker was, a 3rd round pick. Zach Charbonnet was a 5th round pick. Seattle was able to piece it together. New England spent higher round picks on Stevenson and, Travion Henderson, who are both pretty good players when they're not fumbling, at least in Stevenson's case. But it's one of those things where at running back, if you get guys who are athletic and can figure it out, you can find those guys in lots of different places, and teams have found, 4th, 5th round running backs to plug in. So I'm not going to say we're completely screwed if Kenneth Gainwell leaves. I'd like to see him come back because he brings a nice veteran presence and a lot of other things to the team. And he's a guy who's actually won something. He has a ring, but I think if the scheme is good and the blocking is good, then that can cover for, whoever's back there. Well, but I think also some of it comes down to scouting and drafting, right? Are you signing guys who are, 3 yards in a cloud of dust plotters like Najee Harris was, or are you going after explosive players that can, hit big plays?
I wonder if Najee had fewer miles on him when he came in as a rookie, if he would have had a better career.
I don't know, man.
It's another show, but
it is. And Freak has kind of picked up where what I'm laying down here in a sense, because Caleb Johnson has talent. Okay. I think a lot of us just look back and we say, oh, geez, what a horrible gaffe that was in the Seattle game. And then he didn't even get a helmet half the time, blah, blah, blah. Does he suddenly emerge because Mike McCarthy does things differently? Personally, I didn't see a lot from Caleb Johnson that made me think, wow.
I thought that he had a very humbling rookie season.
Very much so.
He's going to get basically a reset with the new coaching staff, a new scheme, a new everything.
Yeah.
And I expect that he's going to work his ass off. That's not to say that he didn't work his butt off last year.
Right.
But he just looked hesitant to me. And when you're a rookie, you can't be that guy who walks patiently up to the line and then makes the quick cut and goes. You can't do that. You have to see more NFL football before you start doing things like that. And, Le'Veon Bell, his rookie season, everybody thought he was a terrible draft pick.
Yeah, that's a great point.
The dude was not only a great draft pick, he was a fucking steal as a second rounder.
Mm-hmm.
That isn't to say that he didn't fuck up and leave, but the dude was, an amazing player when he was healthy. He was great. And even when he got hurt badly, he came back and he was still really fucking good.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving up on Caleb Johnson. Do I think that he's got long ball speed? No, I do not. I don't think that he's a dude who is ever going to, suddenly, like Fast Willie Parker, break away and now it's a foot race and nobody can catch him. He's not that guy.
No.
He's more of a power back, a one cut and go guy, but he can be an awful lot more productive than he is now.
Scarps, the Steelers have roughly, I think it's 12 draft picks right now. Obviously, they would have enough picks to be able to draft a running back just about anywhere in here, but would it be nice to get Kenny G wrapped up and then not even have to worry about running back?
Yeah, I mean, it would, but also, like, if you're Kenny G, do you say, okay, did I have a really good season because my quarterback is afraid of getting hit and he's going to fucking check it down to me? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, besides that catch in Detroit, which was kind of a fluky play,
Yeah.
I mean, he benefited from check downs. He was a decent runner. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'd love to have him back, but if you're him and you're looking for that final contract with more guarantees,
Yep.
Right.
maybe you're looking somewhere else. And
yeah, I mean, he's going to look for as much money as he possibly can because you're right. You're right, Scarpino. This is his last. His last shot at getting the big contract.
Yep.
And big for him is going to be like $6-7 million a year.
Yeah.
Which isn't a lot of cash.
No, but the question becomes for me is, are the Steelers going to be willing to pay that?
I certainly hope so, but
there's
then
always a team that
you got to pay Jalen Warren too.
Well,
they just paid him though.
Didn't they just pay him before last year?
I thought so. I thought it was right before last season they signed him.
I just looked at
it. Okay, I take that back. Kenny G's only 26. I thought he was 28. So still, he could,
but as a running back though, Ben, this is still probably.
I understand.
Yeah.
If he signs a long-term deal, it's his last deal. Okay, here's his last big deal. If he signs a 1-year deal again, he's going to have another shot. But I don't think that that's going to be his reality. I think he's going to have a shot at getting a long-term contract, if not from the Steelers, then from somebody else. At least 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Will Broderick Jones get his 5th-year option, Ryan Scarpino?
What Ben said.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it and we've agreed he probably won't. So therefore, that leads me to his offensive tackle.
What I was thinking.
Suddenly a fairly high target in this draft.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so I look at this as like, remember last year at this time when everyone was like, oh, they're going to get their guy at quarterback and they're going to get him in Pittsburgh. There's no fucking way they're not going to take a quarterback in the first round. And I'm going to say this, if they take a quarterback in the first round, I'm going to be pissed off.
What if they trade up to number 1 pick and take Fernando Mendoza?
My God, what would it take to trade up to that high?
I honestly don't even know if
only 3 first-round picks and TJ Watt.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know. I don't know how good that guy is gonna be in this league.
I don't either.
I don't think he's. I don't know enough about him to say he's not gonna be good or he's not gonna be bad. I don't know.
I think he's going to be an NFL starter. I think he'll be that quality quarterback. Do I think he'll be elite? No. Do I think he'll be top 20 better than Kenny Pickett? Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
fair.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
Yeah.
Just being honest. I mean, that's setting the bar pretty low.
So Ian, I asked these guys about
Yeah.
Broderick Jones, and I think we've talked about it. We all kind of agree he's not going to get his 5th year.
Probably not, especially with the new coaching staff. And
do you think?
And Dylan Cook being
okay. I mean, how does Cook's performance down the stretch alter that plan, or does it at all? I don't really think it has that big of an effect on it, because I don't think
you say to those two guys, you guys are going to battle it out.
Yeah.
And if you don't even have a hold on the starter spot, why would they give you a guaranteed 5th-year option worth almost $20 million? Why would they do that?
Well,
and the reality is that's what's going to happen. They're going to say, dude, listen, it's some up and down years. You were getting better, and you had this neck injury. But, the arrow's definitely up. But, then Dylan Cook comes in, and he plays really well, and he was undrafted. And you were a first-round pick.
Yeah.
You two are going to fight it out, and we're going to give you both a fair shot at this. Nobody's a favorite at this point. It's not like that. But we're not going to give you the 5th-year option. We're not going to do that. We're going to let you play this out, and we're going to see what happens, But the thing is, I mean, let's just say, they're kind of rolling the dice. If Jones wins the job, and they have to franchise him at the end of the season, it's going to cost them more.
Yeah.
Maybe it's worth it to challenge him that way, though.
I always like some healthy competition.
Well, the question was asked of me.
Real quickly,
because Ben is
and I'm sorry. Real quickly, I just want to offer a little bit of perspective regarding the salary cap and how much owners make before they do anything. Every single owner in the NFL gets a check for $400 million,
right?
Which is $100 million more than the salary cap. Before they do anything, before they field a game, before they do anything, they get a check for $400 million from TV.
Yeah,
every owner. So it's not that Art can't afford to pay whoever the fuck he wants, whatever the fuck he wants. It's a question of distribution of resources. And I'll stop now.
Ian, please.
Okay, so I will say I do agree that you shouldn't give Broderick the 5th-year option. You have the camp competition, but I think also at the same time you have to look at this with there's a new offensive line coach, there's a new offensive coordinator, a new offensive-minded head coach supposedly that is also going to call the plays because McCarthy said he's going to call the plays. So you have a whole new staff, and with a whole new staff, they're not necessarily. I know we still have the GM that drafted them and Omar Khan, but they're not necessarily tied to the guys that were drafted by the previous staff. So they'll do what they can with them and try and develop them and see what happens. But it doesn't make sense to tie yourself to a guy. And let's not forget also that the 5th-year option comes with an injury guarantee. So if he were to get injured this year, that $20 million gets guaranteed for the following year.
It's fully guaranteed anyway. It's now as soon as you are offered it and you sign it, it is fully guaranteed immediately. Not just for injury, but it's fully guaranteed.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. So I think it's worth the gamble of have him play it out. If he performs well, there's nothing to say that you can't either franchise him or just sign him to another contract, right? Like, yes, he might leave in free agency, but if he plays well, there's nothing to say he might not just sign an extension here, right? Like you can sign guys.
Yeah.
I know the Steelers' philosophy has always been we don't sign guys during the season, but like there's this whole period of after the season ends until the new league year starts where you can sign guys to new contracts. You can technically do it during the season. I know they never have, and it's their team policy, but other teams do it. So I think at the end of the day, it's worth the gamble to not give him the option, not give him the guaranteed money. Because if Dylan Cook wins the job, then you're like, okay, we'll cut our losses and let Broderick go, and we'll see what we get back as far as the comp pick goes. And it just is what it is, right? It's the business of football. But I think it's worth it to have the competition, see what happens. And you never know what the new coaching staff is going to think about Darnell Washington either. They might love him at tight end and keep him there. They might be like, hey, Darnell, you're already 315 pounds. Do you want to try playing tackle? You could make a shitload more money at tackle in your career than you could.
He knows it too.
Yeah.
I mean, his agent has made comments to that fact.
Yeah. I think, he could make a lot of money playing tackle. There's no question. But I think that this offense and this offensive coordinator, who isn't going to call plays, fine, but
right.
This offense and this OC is really predicated upon tight ends who can both block and catch. And Darnell is going to fit very, very well in what they want to do. And they should just extend him.
I think they'll have him drop a few pounds is what they'll do too.
I mean, they might, get down to 298.
That's what I was thinking. 290 is what I was shooting for.
Yeah, hey, Darnell, how about if you got down to 295? But I think he's going to fit very well. I think they should extend him, and I hope that they do. I don't think that Darnell could make a switch to left tackle like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Larry Brown went from tight end, and this is a long time ago for you kids that haven't been watching the Steelers for decades, like Mark and I. Larry Brown went from tight end to right tackle first to left tackle later. He learned to play the position over time. It's not as simple as just jumping in and being like, yeah. And I know that I was really like this time last year, I was like, no, Darnell should be a tackle. He should be a tackle. Well, he plays pretty well at tight end. He's pretty fucking effective. And so you got to reward him for that and go ahead and pay him. But also, allow for the possibility that maybe at some point he becomes a tackle.
Yeah, I think we are more likely. Would you guys agree? We're probably more likely if we're going to draft anything along the offensive line, it's probably going to be a guard.
Probably you can find a guard in the fourth round though. You don't have to take one early.
Right.
Unless you can get a David DeCastro who's good for, a decade. But
that's I don't know why. And I'm getting a little bit off topic here. I don't know why, but I remember literally that moment like it was yesterday when he kept falling and and we went on the clock and it's like, holy shit, we're going to get David DeCastro.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's one of the few things that I can actually remember.
And why did they want DeCastro so bad? Because he could pull left.
Yeah.
Which is rare.
Right.
So let's run it. Let's run it weak side, and we'll have this fucking guy coming down the line going, "Oh shit, I'm fucked."
Got hurt in a preseason game.
There was that.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do?
I mean, but the dude for a lot of years.
Yeah, he was a good. Yeah.
When he was coming, the defensive player knew he was fucked, and it didn't matter who it was. When he saw DeCastro coming, he knew he was screwed.
And Scarps, what's he doing now?
Selling the marijuana, right?
Yeah, he's changed his name to David DeCastro.
I love it. Good for him.
Isn't that somewhere around your house? In that area, neighborhood? No.
It's very close.
I think we need to talk about a little sponsorship deal.
It's not open yet, it's not open yet. But you know who's a partner in that, right?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger. That big fucking jag off Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben's involved in that?
Yeah.
And he's selling weed to the poor defenseless children? Oh my god.
And
No. No. Recreational is not legal in Pennsylvania. Only medical is. So it's a medical marijuana.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Here in my neighborhood, they just give it away.
I'm just you guys
you live in Michigan, so
exactly.
Honestly, I don't smoke weed, and I sorry, freak, I don't smoke the weed. I don't have any problem with anybody who does, though, because I don't think it's any worse than alcohol, and alcohol is legal. So, what the fuck ever?
And
I just don't like what it does to me.
One of the other
not a
one
fan.
one of the other partners, and the jokes write themselves, is Bud Dupree.
Really?
God. Yes.
I thought
It's
maybe
not
you were gonna
Joey
say
Porter. Joey Porter's not
I
involved
thought
in
you
this
was gonna
anyway.
say LeGarrette Blunt. But,
No, Joey Porter is doing a Tampax commercial next week.
Wow, dude.
I love it.
I don't think that's warranted, but yeah,
I'll
Joey.
take it.
Joey
allow
was
it.
a bit dramatic this week. There's absolutely no fucking question.
yeah.
That was some fucking drama.
The coaching staff apparently is now set, and
Mm-hmm.
there will be a few more coaches on this particular staff that have been under Mike Tomlin.
Too.
Yeah, I think we've gone from 19 to 21 plus a chief of staff.
No. The
Or is that-
21. The 21 includes the chief.
Oh,
of
I
staff.
thought that was separate. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
I don't know what a
Okay.
chief of staff does.
Well, I mean, I know what the
Um,
chief of staff does, like for the president, but for an NFL franchise, I'm
and
not
then
real
it's
sure.
just the dumbest fucking title ever. So we have a chief of staff and an assistant head coach.
Yeah.
Well, who's actually the assistant head coach?
Well, I mean,
so does the chief of staff just like this is the dickhead who was involved in Spygate, by the way.
it's his kid, isn't it?
No,
Scarnecchia?
it's him.
It's actually
no.
him.
Yeah, it's actually him. Scarnecchia at that time was the offensive line coach in New England.
Mm-hmm.
This is the actual guy who did the filming. He was the filming guy in New England. And then 2 years later, no, I'm sorry. It was 2010. 2010, he got fired in Denver for filming the 49ers walkthrough before the game. He filmed their fucking walkthrough. Like, this is a dickhead who got caught in New England, told not to do it anymore, did it again. Belichick said, "Oh, I'm sorry. We misinterpreted the rules. We didn't realize that was still illegal, even though you told us not to fucking do it anymore." Then he leaves the Patriots. He's the fall guy in New England. Goes to Denver, does it again, gets fired again.
I always thought that was Dante Scarnecchia. I thought this is the kid.
No, this is the dude.
Okay. All right.
And
Well, the offensive line coach was Dante.
Right.
yeah,
That
Right.
is Dante.
Right.
yeah,
Right. Okay.
allegedly
All right.
my ass.
Well,
And
I mean,
and he keeps
No, I'm
like
responding
the guy,
to Matt Smith's comments about chief
the
in this
guy.
staff.
Oh, is Matt Smith here? What's up,
he
Matt?
is. Matt just showed.
And the guy keeps getting jobs, like, and he's moved up the ranks, if you will, and become the chief of staff on a couple of different staffs. And I what the fuck does the chief of staff do? Like all of the administrative shit that the head coach doesn't want to do.
I'm
don't
wondering
know.
if it's not a guy that's a go-between, let's say, between the head coach and the GM a little bit.
Maybe
You know,
my only hope here is that he does not have a video camera of any kind.
no shit.
No, none. Like, listen, dickhead. No, you cannot do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know what that is either, but whatever.
Yeah. I want to shift gears here a little bit before we wrap things up on the program, but the NFL kind of let it slip this week that the Australia game will feature the Rams and the 49ers. And I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to go ahead and say this anyway. I think it's the first time there's an actual divisional matchup that's taking place overseas. I don't remember another time this. If it has, I'll bet it was probably Jacksonville and like the Colts or something like that. But that's a big rivalry, Niners Rams, and you're going to go play this damn thing in Australia. No offense to our Aussie friends, especially
I'm
Charger.
perfectly okay with my friends' favorite teams getting fucked over in
Well,
this game.
But the problem, Ben, is you know that eventually it's going to come around to us as it did last
It's not.
year.
It's not. And I'll tell you why. It's always if they decide they're going to play in Australia or the Philippines or wherever the fuck else they're going to do this.
Yeah.
Because of the time difference, it's always going to be a West Coast team. Worst case, it's going to be Denver or Arizona. That's as far east as they're going to go.
And so you think we're pretty much going to do the
Europe.
Ireland route?
It's going to be Europe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Mexico. For the Steelers, it's going to be
big fan base in Mexico.
It's going to be Mexico City or Dublin. That's it.
Yeah.
That's where they're going to play.
Ian?
That's going to be all. But I'm not saying that everybody else is going to like that.
Right.
There are going to be
Right.
games. It's going to continue to be. Anyway, it's 17 hours ahead in fucking Melbourne, as you and I were discussing earlier today.
Right. Ian?
There've actually been quite a few divisional matchups. I think 4 at least that I'm counting.
This is why
here.
I should not talk.
Yeah.
So Chiefs Chargers happened this year in Brazil. This past year.
That's right.
Chiefs Chargers also
Jesus
happened
Christ.
in 2019 in Mexico. 49ers Cardinals was a Mexico City game in
Okay, Cardinals, I don't
2022.
mind that.
Yeah.
Nobody,
away
fans go to those games.
Yeah, that's not really a team.
Yeah.
And then Jets Dolphins in London in 2015. So there's been like 4 or 5. Oh,
there is precedent.
Carolina and Tampa Bay.
I stand corrected.
2019. So Houston and Jacksonville, but those aren't like real. Those are kind of whatever matchups.
No
but
one
I mean,
cares.
Can
Yeah.
you imagine though if the Steelers and Ravens played in Dublin or London or Munich or I mean holy
Saudi Arabia.
shit. Saudi Arabia, Bahrain. What the hell?
Just wait.
I
6 or so. Yeah.
I just this whole international thing is driving me insane. And again, we have so many wonderful fans that are international fans, but I just think it's wrong to take these games away from home fans and home businesses and restaurants and hotels and everything else. But fuck,
8 home games, 8 away games, 1 neutral site game. That's it. Keep the schedule matrix with your 8 home, 8 away games.
Oh no, I'm with you.
Your 1 neutral site game is that random 17th game that you have to play against an NFC team or cross conference game. So
right.
Heck, you could play like Steelers Eagles at Beaver Stadium at Penn State, right?
And I'd be fine with that.
You could play Steelers Cowboys at Azteca in Mexico, which people would love because those are the 2 most popular teams in Mexico.
Play Raiders Cowboys there. Steelers don't want to go to Mexico.
Well, we don't want to, but we have a huge fan base.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know where else the Steelers have a gigantic fan base? Italy.
Japan.
Italy.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Well, Ian, you were there.
I was there. I can speak
Italy.
from experience here.
Yeah.
Like the Steelers have a huge fan base.
Yeah, Matt Smith,
Italy.
Matt, I know you're right, man. That's where the money is. I totally get it. The NFL's chasing bucks, and
We finally agree, Matt. Fuck yeah.
Yep.
I like-
You're
I
totally
thought you
right.
and Matt agreed all the time. You don't?
Yeah.
We go back and forth. Don't worry. You know.
Oh, all right. Matt, you just moved up in my estimation. That's great. Thank you.
Oh, well, that's lovely. That's lovely. By all accounts, by the way, the Steelers will return to Latrobe. There was quite a bit of discussion.
Latrobe?
After Tomlin stepped down, that oh no, what if a new coach comes in and he doesn't want to go to Latrobe? It's like
Mike McCarthy grew up here.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was gonna say,
Like
why would
he's
that
not going to
change?
want. Yeah,
Mike
Is the
McCarthy's
owner-
already
Go to
gotten
Latrobe.
Joey
Is-
O's 60 times.
Is the owner of the team still named Rooney?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
he is. How the
Right.
fuck? That's not change. What?
No.
Why would this even be a
No.
question?
people bring shit up, and I mean it's to get idiots like us.
I'm not
talking
saying
about
that
it.
people on Twitter are fucking idiots, but they're fucking idiots.
Right. A lot of haters on that network.
Yeah, like you three.
Yeah, I'm not on there very much at all.
Whatever.
So just a few important dates before we wrap things up here. The new league year begins on March 11th. Okay, that's when everybody will be tweeting out about Happy New League Year, everyone. And Before that, there is the franchise and transition tags must be applied. It sounds like our old buddy George Pickens probably going to get tagged by the Cowboys.
Really?
That's the rumor. That's the rumor.
Really?
They don't want him to get
I really hope that happens. The Cowboys deserve Pickens for like a long-term contract. Give him
I think
like a couple years fully guaranteed. I think that's a great idea.
Well, I think the bigger thing is him having all that money.
When that guy gets paid, he is going to be a fucking dickhead.
Well, he might be, but
you're going to find me $500 for being late to a fucking meeting? Fuck off. Go ahead.
Yeah, he'll just throw it at you.
Or maybe they have different rules there, and the head coach doesn't let him fucking get away with whatever he wants.
No. I mean, Jerry does.
Yeah.
So does it really matter?
Fair enough.
That's the thing. Like, does the head coach actually have any power in Dallas? No. You know why? Because he's the associate senior assistant head coach. He's not really the head coach.
He's got a good title.
What the hell? Anyway, Heidelberg, Germany has the Steelers. There's Steelers bars everywhere.
Yeah,
there really are.
Dude, imagine watching the Steelers at like 3 a.m.
Well, our buddy Gordon, who does our Steelers history thing every Wednesday during the regular season, he's in the UK, and as you can imagine, he hates Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night games. Because he's up all night, and
what time do they play there? What time is it there?
Well, it's 5 hours. So
from you,
4 or 5, yeah.
No. So if
from us,
if the
What?
Steelers,
so like
playing...
a 1 o'clock game is like a 6 p.m. game for him.
Yeah,
correct.
So like a 4:30 game is a 10:30 game for him.
Correct.
How many more fucking numbers are you gonna give us? Jesus Christ.
Sorry,
Mr. Rogers going through his numbers.
I'm doing the external fucking
processing.
Freak. Why were you in Germany? Can I ask?
I bet he was a man in uniform. I'll bet he was a man.
I was gonna say,
dude, can you imagine? No, you're right. Night games would fucking suck donkey balls.
Mm-hmm.
Middle of the goddamn night. You have to go to bed at like 6, and then try and get up.
I want to ask Ian and Scarps, as we are roughly now 75 days from the NFL draft. How bad is it going to be in Pittsburgh in terms of just people?
And is anyone staying in your basement that week?
No, you're welcome to. What's one more person here? I wouldn't even notice.
No,
you know what? I'd be afraid that I would teach your children new words, and your wife would beat me up.
Yes, she would.
She would.
Steelers Freak was in the Army.
I think it's a bad idea.
It's probably gonna be a mess just because getting around Pittsburgh generally is a logistical nightmare. Yeah. And like,
so what are you saying, Ian? That they just went ahead and paved the fucking buggy tracks? They did, didn't they?
All the pictures I've seen, like the draft stuff is on the north side, but they're also supposed to have stuff at like Point State Park and some stuff downtown. But here's the other thing. Now, for Mark, this isn't a big deal. Ben will kind of understand. Ryan understands.
Yeah.
We got like 1.5 feet of snow a couple weeks ago.
Right.
So a lot of places, like the city of Pittsburgh's snow removal system is literally the sun. Like they have no clue.
Seriously?
Yes, they have no clue in the city. Like you drive around other towns outside the city limits, roads are clear. They've been fine since like a day or two after. They
don't do any snow removal. Nothing.
No. They do, but they're terrible at it. Right? They have no idea how to manage it. They're just horrible at it. Like, yeah, no, it's terrible. I have friends who live in Brookline. Like,
how fucking difficult is it to like plow the roads and have a thing behind it like dropping salt at the same time? Like,
yeah, you know, Ben, that sounds really good, but
it's not like. I mean, I've watched it happen in front of me, and I'm like, I'm pissed off because the truck's in front of me and I couldn't get past it.
Yeah, but here's the thing: when when you have no idea what you're doing, and then you get if it's an inch or two of snow, it's not too bad. When you get a foot and a half, it's pretty bad. But
it's a fucking snowplow.
Okay, here's the other. But let me get to where I'm going.
Ian, they don't fucking outsiders don't fucking get it.
They don't
understand.
No, I get it. But the other thing is, so the city and some other municipalities, Dormont and some others, hired some outside contractors to come in and help with the snow removal. But what they've done is they've gotten bobcats that loaded snow onto 18-wheelers.
Bobcats.
Yes, so they'll load the snow onto a dump truck and go dump it somewhere. So you've got these giant piles of snow in certain places, like if you went to say Dormont Pool or Keystone Oaks parking lot or somewhere like that, you would see these giant piles of snow that probably aren't going to melt until June, right? Because they took the snow off the streets and have just dumped them in a giant pile because they had to clear the streets.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not only
dump it down Mount Washington.
Not only do you have the regular logistical nightmare of just getting around Pittsburgh because of the topography, the rivers, the bridges, all that.
Yeah. The shitty roads.
You're gonna have you're gonna have parking lots full of snow in some places too. So good luck with that.
Wow.
Ryan can back me up on this. This is a thing that has happened.
Wow.
I mean,
sorry, guys.
You've seen it.
Don't get me wrong.
Right?
No, I've been on that fucking highway. I mean, here in Oregon, I've been on a highway where it was 5 or 6 feet tall on either side because the snow plows have been down that road, but it's 5 feet tall, and you're stuck because there's a truck overturned 1.5 miles down the road, and traffic's not moving. And all of a sudden, you got to piss, and you're like, "Oh fuck, there's nowhere to go. There is nowhere to hide." So you open the car doors and use that as a screen and take a leak. Done it.
Empty bottles.
But I don't understand this concept of using dump trucks to move the snow to another place to dump it. Why?
Right.
Why?
Because you got to get it off the streets so people.
No, you don't. You can just push it off and make these giant fucking snow drifts, and it's not the end of the world.
But there's cars parked on the streets.
Right.
Some of those
bury the car. Move your goddamn car.
I would just say this, that my work is, I work in the city, not in downtown, but
right.
The snow still hasn't melted from that 11 to 12, the 11 inches.
I knew.
And there are
scarps 11 inches.
Wouldn't be the first time. But the amount of parking chairs still on the road.
Hey, the parking Jesus. The parking Jesus was my favorite one so far that I've seen.
I mean, literally,
I was like, wow, dude. I don't know who came up with the statue of Jesus in their parking spot, but wow.
Yeah, you have some real balls to take that out, right?
Your WWE steel chairs just fucking scattered on fucking parking spots. Are we going into Casey?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Thanks, everybody.
We're 123 minutes in. Okay.
We're gonna roll with Casey. I expect a banger tonight.
I just want to thank Freak for his service.
Absolutely.
My wife is the daughter of a retired lieutenant colonel in the Army, and she lived in Germany for 4 years. So Freak, hell yeah, man, we're closer than we think. Casey is coast to coast, American Top 40. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the week that was February 12th, 1988. Our favorite correspondent and non-ball knower, Ryan, is back with us again this week, and he writes, Dear Casey, to the victor go the spoils. That's, of course, a proverb, meaning the winner of a conflict or competition takes all the rewards, benefits, and profits. The phrase was coined by New York Senator William H. Macy. Excuse me, Casey. It was, in fact, not coined by the dude from Shameless and Wild Hogs, It was coined by.
Wild hogs.
It was coined
I'm
by.
actually laughing at that comment.
He could have said Fargo, and he says wild hogs.
It was coined by William L. Marcy in 1832, referring to the election of Andrew Jackson and his spoils system, where political winners award government jobs to their supporters. That's not to be confused with the buddy system or nepotism, which was established by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Perhaps there's no finer example than the Steelers drafting Joey Porter Jr. Speaking of the Porters, PZ Sr. this week had some strong words for former Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. And though he didn't say his name or talk about him that much, he absolutely was throwing shade at former Steelers linebacker James Harrison. Hey, Casey, do you want to hear a joke? Ben, Peasy, and Debo walk into a bar. Ben goes to the bathroom. Debo slaps his girlfriend, and Peasy gets shot.
Wow.
Casey, doesn't it seem like the franchise's biggest winners are also losers? Let's break that down. Ben has been accused of sexual assault as many times as he's won a Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
Oh, damn.
But to be fair, he was never charged. He's also notorious for racking up large bar tabs and not paying. I mean, what do you expect from a guy who went to Miami, Ohio?
Oh.
Fuck Miami, go Bobcats.
Wow, dude.
As I mentioned earlier, James Harrison was arrested in 2008 and charged with simple assault and criminal mischief after an argument with his girlfriend. Man, who could forget his back and forth with Commissioner Goodell in 2010 and 2011. It's not like a certain PR guy had to do damage control when he said, I wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire. Then there's Peasy Sr. Casey, we'd be here all night if I went through everything he's done. The Steelers didn't seem to mind his multiple arrests before they hired him as a coach. They didn't care about his behavior at North Catholic football games, and they even kept him after his arrest following the Dolphins' playoff win.
Right.
But hey, free Peasy. But there's one more person, Casey, that I must include, and that's internet and podcast star Cameron Heyward, who has as many podcasts as he has playoff victories. That's for those keeping track at home. That's one. He certainly didn't try to defuse the situation when PZ Sr. went off on Ben in real time. And then he re-aired the segment on his podcast. You know, Casey, for a guy who was always saying, get to work and we got to fix things and do your job, well, Casey, he's full of shit like the rest of them. The worst part is, Casey, if they would have won a playoff game in the last 9 seasons, these players wouldn't be playing mean girls in real life.
Damn.
There are bigger things at play here.
That's sad because it's true.
It's so fetch.
There are bigger things.
Really?
There are bigger things at play here. No reason to get so emotional. Well, Ryan, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Fantastic.
Also, keep your radio tuned wherever it is. At number 30 this week, here's Whitney Houston, which actually sparked Casey with the fart game. Here's Whitney. Here's Whitney Houston was so emotional.
Oh,
well done,
wow,
Ryan.
dude. That was spot on. Oh, God. Damn.
Casey just coming off.
You know what?
with haymakers.
That was funny because it was true, dude. That was top
Well,
rope shit.
The truth is always the best, right?
From the
Oh,
top
my
rope. Here we
God.
go.
Another 90 minutes
Fuck.
of pure enjoyment, everybody. We know it's the off season, but thanks so much, everybody, for jumping on and joining us, whether it's for a few minutes or the whole show. We love you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, and hey, become a member of the SCB Steelers Podcast. And hey, thanks so much to Deck Roofing and Variety Sports, and of course, Frank Walker Law as well. And thanks to all you who tune in to listen. And I am signing off. And as always, go Steelers.
Ravens suck.
We've had some drinks.